shown you how the original FNAF animatronics kill. We've shown you how the withered animatronics kill. But now it's time to take a look at our favorite animatronics, the Glamrocks.
These animatronics might have the best fashion and personalities of the crew, but don't let our looks deceive you. Let's get into how each of the Glamrock animatronics kills their victims.
Montgomery Gator. Montgomery Gator was built for aggression. His hydraulic assembly's output has the highest raw force in the Pizzaplex, designed for heavy stunts. In fact, he proved it when he shattered the reinforced glass in his own enclosure with material designed to withstand repeated blunt trauma. Monty broke through without even slowing down. Yeah, there's a lot of just bad things I think that happened in Monty's room. If Monty ever targeted a victim, it wouldn't be subtle. He would charge with enough momentum to knock down metal barriers. A single collision would crush ribs, snap limbs, or send a body completely airborne.
So, I guess it's a good thing that you got out of the Pizzaplex without actually, getting attacked by Monty.
Oh, definitely. And, I think the only way to take him out with his sharp claws and everything was to drop a giant bucket on him. So, I'm glad that I was able to keep my distance. Once he makes contact, these serrated claws would take over, tearing through whatever remains. His AI lists dominance displays as behavioral rewards, which means once he begins attacking, he doesn't stop until the victim stops moving.
Yikes.
Monty isn't just strong, he's unstoppable once he commits.
Well, good to know, and I guess I don't need reminded not to mess with Monty.
Yeah, I think Bonnie could tell you that.
But moving on to the best character of the Glamrocks, Roxanne Wolf. And Roxanne Wolf was engineered for one specialty: pursuit. Ooh.
That's probably why you got that big nose on you, that big honker.
But, okay, you don't have to say all that, but I am good at, sniffing and things. Anyways, Roxanne's sensors are the most advanced of any performer in the facility. Thermal detection, motion tracking, audio triangulation, which basically means that I can identify a heat signature through walls and pinpoint a target's location even in complete darkness.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Is that why your eyes get torn out of your skull?
Moving on, her programming prioritizes interception. She doesn't rush blindly. She closes distance strategically, adjusting her route every second to trap her victim between corridors, props, or blind corners. Did we really have to use the word blind there?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but now that you said it, she doesn't rush blindly is a crazy way to put things considering what, happens.
Once she commits to the strike, her claws deliver enough force to tear through synthetic endoskeleton plating. On an organic target, a single swipe could sever arteries or crush a windpipe. We could have said, crush bones or something, not just a windpipe.
Yeah, it doesn't make you sound that strong.
Roxanne doesn't ambush for theatrics. She hunts with precision. Ooh.
There's definitely some theatrics involved. I mean, have you seen her hair?
Can we just move on, please?
Moving on to Glamrock Chica. Glamrock Chica's design centers around her most destructive feature, her jaw. Her beak's compression force is strong enough to deform sheet metal, proven multiple times throughout the facility.
Is it proven multiple times? Does she bite things that aren't pizza?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think I remember her eating a single thing besides pizza. I mean, I'm sure she does.
I'm sure she
You know what? No, she eats garbage at the beginning of the game.
You're right.
But her real danger comes from her internal sensors. Movement, debris, food scraps, anything triggering those proximity detectors activates her feeding subroutine. That behavior loop overrides safety protocols, locking her into a pattern that she cannot exit until the target becomes non-reactive.
That makes so much sense why she tries to eat literally everything. I thought it was just her not having self-control, but it's literally in her programming.
If Chica captures a victim, she would attack head on. Her bite alone is capable of crushing a skull or snapping a spine instantly. If the first bite doesn't end the victim, the subroutine forces her to continue until the body completely stops responding.
So I get collapsing windpipes, and Chica gets crushing skulls and snapping spines? This is rigged.
The Pizzaplex compactor scene highlights how durable she is. Even severe crushing damage barely slowed her down, which is true. I mean, she really isn't even slowed down that much in Ruin DLC, even though she's completely almost molded with the trash. Chica is single-minded. Once she begins the feeding cycle, nothing stops her.
Don't we know it? Alright, but moving on to everyone's favorite animatronic, we have Glamrock Freddy. And Glamrock Freddy is the only performer with built-in aggression restraints, extra limiters, additional safety code, and multiple behavioral locks.
That makes a lot of sense, because if you really think about it, he's the only one that doesn't get completely possessed by Vanny in the game.
Precisely. And there's a reason. His hardware is the most capable in the Pizzaplex. Freddy's servos can effortlessly lift a full-grown adult. His internal stabilizers absorb recoil and impact forces far beyond standard animatronics. His movement patterns are designed for perfect balance and controlled force, so that's why when you go inside his Kayk compartment, you're safe.
Yep. Well, as safe as I can be without becoming a complete meat pretzel.
And if a virus disabled his safety code, Freddy wouldn't behave like the others. He wouldn't roar, he wouldn't chase, he would end a victim efficiently. A single crushing blow, a constriction hold, or a precise strike that neutralizes the target instantly.
Much better than a shattered windpipe.
No wasted motion, no theatrics. Freddy's calm nature is what makes his corrupted version the most terrifying possibility in the building.
And you really see that highlighted in Ruin DLC as well, when he doesn't have a head, but has a giant stomach mouth.
Yeah, and last but not least, we have Sun and Moon. The daycare attendant exists in two conflicting states. Sun, who's a cheerful, controlled, stable animatronic, and then Moon, who's erratic, obsessive, and built to enforce order through any means necessary. Ooh.
Though if you know Sun a little bit more personally, I don't know if I'd call him controlled or stable personally.
Yeah, stable wouldn't necessarily be a word that I'd use, but I guess from an outsider perspective, he probably would. And compared to Moon, I would say he's the most stable out of the two.
Oh, definitely.
Because when the lights go out, the machine's entire motion profile shifts. Moon's limbs extend beyond standard tolerance. His movements become unpredictable, yet unnervingly precise, like a marionette controlled by invisible wires.
And he likes to do his scary little dance.
Yeah, Moon wouldn't rely on brute strength. His methods are intimate and terrifying, wrapping elongated limbs around a victim's torso or neck, applying pressure until breathing stops or motion ceases entirely. So he's like a snake.
And he wants to put people to sleep.
Yeah, he doesn't chase for sport. He restrains, he immobilizes, he silences. Moon ends threats through control, not chaos.
Each Glamrock animatronic was created to entertain, to perform, and to bring joy to the Pizzaplex. But every servo, every claw, every jaw, every line of code also creates something far more dangerous when restraints fail.